Hello students, in this video lesson we will cover some NCERT questions which are on page number 56 and 57. Now the first question which we are going to discuss is question 5. That is, you are given a hammer, a battery, a bulb, wires and a switch. Part A. How could you use them to distinguish between samples of metals and non-metals? And part B. Assess the usefulness of these tests in distinguishing between metals and non-metals. So the answer to the first part would be metals are malleable and can be easily drawn into sheets by hitting with hammer. On the other hand, if we beat non-metals, they break down and they cannot be drawn into sheets as they are non-malleable. Now metals are good conductors of electricity, hence they make bulb when you connect metals with a battery, wire and bulb. Similarly, if non-metals are bad conductors of electricity, chances are they will fail to lit up the bulb on connecting with wire and battery. The answer to the second part would be, these experiments can be helpful to demonstrate the malleability and electrical conductivity of the metals and non-metals. Now the next question that we are going to discuss is question 8, and the question is, in the electrolytic refining of a metal M, what would you take as the anode, the cathode and the electrolyte? Now we have studied this in detail. In the process of electrolytic refining of metal called M, an impure and thick block of metal M is considered as anode. That means it will be connected to the positive terminal of the battery. A thin strip of wire of pure metal M is taken as cathode. That means it will be connected to the negative terminal of the battery. And a suitable salt of solution of metal M is considered as an electrolyte. The next question that we will discuss is question 9. And the question says, Pratyush took sulfur powder on a spatula and heated it. He collected the gas evolved by inverting a test tube over it, as shown in the figure below. Part A. What will be the action of gas on first part dry litmus paper, second part moist litmus paper, and part B. Write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction taking place. Now the answer to this would be, when sulfur powder is burnt in the air, sulfur dioxide is formed. Then the first part, sulfur dioxide gas, does not have any effect on the dry litmus paper. For the second part, sulfur dioxide gas will turn the moist litmus paper from blue to red, as the contact of sulfur dioxide with water turns it into sulfurous acid, which will exhibit acidic properties. Now the B part is to write the balanced chemical equation. So let us first write the equation. The equation would be S plus O2 will give SO2. The second equation will be SO2 plus H2O will give H2SO3, which is the sulfurous acid. Now as you can see, both the equations are already balanced. The next question that we will be discussing is question 13. That is, you must have seen tarnished copper vessels being cleaned with lemon or tamarind juice. Explain why these sour substances are effective in cleaning the vessels. I hope you know the meaning of the word tarnish. Tarnish means the copper vessel has lost its luster, or you can say it has lost its shine. So the tarnished copper vessel is being cleaned with lemon or tamarind because these sour substances contain acid which dissolve the coating of copper oxide or the basic copper carbonate, which is formed on the copper vessel surface on exposure to air. So the reaction of these acids with the basic covering over the copper vessel will make them shiny red-brown again. Hence they are very effective in cleaning tarnished copper vessels. Now the next question that we are going to discuss is question 15. That is, a man went door to door posing as a goldsmith. he promised to bring back the glitter of old and dull gold ornaments. As unsuspecting lady gave a set of gold bangles to him, which he dipped in a particular solution. The bangles sparkled like new, but their weight was reduced drastically. The lady was upset, but after a futile argument, the man beat a hasty retreat. Can you play the detective to find out the nature of solution he had used? See, the answer to this is very easy. The goldsmith must have used the solution called aqua regia, which is also known as royal water in Latin. It is the mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. I hope you all know what is hydrochloric acid. It is HCl. And what is the formula of nitric acid? It is HNO3. Now the aqua regia is capable of dissolving noble metals like gold and platinum. When upper layer of dull gold ornament is dissolved, they lose their weight. The last question that we are going to discuss today is the question number 16, which says give reason why copper is used to make hot water tanks and not steel, which is an alloy of iron. Now, as you all know, copper is much better conductor of heat than steel. But also, copper does not react with water at all. But steel, which is an alloy of iron, will react with steam. So, copper can be used to make hot water tanks, but steel cannot be used to make hot water tanks.